Hello to everyone and welcome to another video here with Hypnotherapy Training International. And today, what I would like Dr. John Butler to talk to us about is bulletproof professions. In the futures, as we see in the media already, the new chat GPT and artificial intelligence, some things will become automated. But there is a case that I've read a long time ago already that therapies, talking therapies and including hypnotherapy, will be professions which will not make redundant, that people will always want to go or see or video their therapist. So Dr. Butler, maybe you can tell us about that and how do you see hypnotherapy in the future, even if a lot of things will be automated, how would you say hypnotherapy will be in the future?
Okay, well, that's a big question, how hypnotherapy will be in the future, how AI, technology in general is going to impact society and various professions and jobs in the future. Many predictions have been made about this, and you vary a lot in what they're predicting. And so the kind of effects of technology in the past and how they've been predicted, with some people saying it's going to be catastrophic, and we've been having technological inventions and innovations going back thousands of years, of course, and very often there's people catastrophizing and then others saying it's all going to be wonderful, and often it's really just a mixture of the two. And so if I'm predicting, prophesizing about the future, I would want to say certainly a few things in favor of hypnotherapy, that it's a great profession to be in from that point of view, because the human interactive skills, the human emotions, the warmth, the personal input we put to people, which is very interactive, particularly with good hypnotherapy, we're not mechanically just giving some suggestions and so on, where we're giving that personal service, which human beings really warm to, and we're social animals. I don't think that's going to be replaced by machines. At least most of that functioning is not going to be replaced by machines in the foreseeable future, if ever. And then we have issues about creativity and consciousness. Are they unique to human beings? And we're talking a lot these days. There are some people are telling us all that we can incorporate technology into our bodies or upload our consciousness, our thinking to machines, and how that's going to play out. Well, with all technologies, a lot depends on the purpose and motives of people who are using it and who owns it and who's going to be the slaves and who's going to be the masters of it. And it's up to us as human beings to make sure we control our creations. So we need to know our own values behind these, the development of technologies and the usage of them, the purposes, the motives we have for them. Now, to look at the various skills, a lot of low-level jobs have already disappeared and have been disappearing in the 20th century with technologies. And technologies have also benefited other professions. And not just the people, for example, in the modern era with genetics and with software and AI and robotics, where those professions are employing more people, and that those higher level professions, as we think of them, some of those gains in jobs might be temporary as the machines take over some of that work too. And so there are many unknowns about this. So we want to take the positive side of, most of us not going to go back to the caves. So it's about using technology effectively. Now, if we look at the field of therapy, back in the mid-60s, there were very basic computer programs that would mimic a therapist. And many people interacting with those programs saw those, didn't know that it was a machine they were dealing with and thought it was a therapist and found it beneficial. Now, it was easy to trick the programs by asking funny questions or making absurd answers, but and then the machine would come up with some kind of ridiculous comment in response. But the programs of that kind have developed enormously, of course. And functioning at a high level of therapist, your skills, I think, among all the skills and consciousness and understanding that goes with high level professions, particularly those interacting with human beings, that will require human beings. And I think we can incorporate technology beneficially into our work. We already use that, at least I do, a lot in terms of medical monitoring, and that involves the ability to psychologically monitor how people are getting on as a result of their meditation and making the very best choices, where the technology is found to improve people's ability to make judgments and make changes. And of course, in the medical field, technology now can outperform the very best clinicians by quite some margin. But we always have cardiologists and other clinicians available looking in on what's happening, the information coming from patients, and patients giving their making their choices and decisions, and that being informed then by the clinicians. So the two can work together very well. And we see that in the higher level professions, the impact of technology has been in many ways positive to help people make better choices in those professions, in their work. It increases their productivity, their abilities. In the case of hypnotherapy, I see that as a very positive way forward. Of course, there are dangers, and as Stephen Hawking said, for society, AI is one of the greatest threats, because I've rolled out different countries in different ways with different social groups, and the socioeconomic impacts and who's in charge, as I said earlier. All of that is of considerable concern. And that's a bigger existential question for humanity that it needs to wake up to and make sure it's taking control and not becoming victims of other people or of technologies wielded by the people who are using them, maybe not always for the best purposes. So in general, in summation, if we look at professions that use that use technology, hypnosis, hypnotherapy, particularly hypnotherapy at its fullest and deepest levels of action, and the way we use it, for example, in uncovering deep problems, in dealing with the very deep motivations and roots of problems, those understandings and knowledge and skills that are involved in that work is really something that's likely to have a great future ahead, regardless of technological developments. And in fact, we'll be helping people adjust through what hypnotherapists do with teaching people resilience, adaptations, and so on, to make the best use of the incredible human potential and creativity that we possess to navigate and deal with the impacts, which are going to be very, very great, of AI and other technology that's coming towards us and already is in existence, including some within people's bodies medically already. So I think, in summation, I hope you will come to one of our courses and learn about using hypnotherapy for helping people, for helping yourself, and how the human mind in many ways is far more than the very best machine. Thank you very much for listening and watching.